Evan, do you want to be in the show or something? I'm trying to say that. Can you please keep it down? I know you guys leaving soon, but keep it down for me, please. Today I'm making one of the Cambodian favorite cuisine. It's spicy. I started with my cooking paste, and it's looking like this. I'm pan sear right now before I will go ahead and add my spareribs, which is I already blanched it, purified it. Okay, got rid of all some of the impurities. So therefore, I'm gonna go ahead and put it into my pot. Okay. I also have all my ingredients. This is going to be authentic Khmer cooking, so we're talking about some fusion recipe ingredients, which is the fermented fish, and then of course the fish sauce. That's going to give a little bit of the pungent smell. It's going to be spicy because I'm going to be adding jalapenos and some of this Asian vegetable here, and I'm going to add tomatoes to make it look nice and pretty. Okay, so right now my paste is ready. I will go ahead and add our spareribs. And I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of water just to keep it going. I'm going to add another 1/4 cup of water. So it's pretty interesting, you know. Okay, I am going to go ahead and it's a little peppery right now. Okay, and welcome, Chef Anna's Cooking Live, making one of the Cambodian spicy soup. It's called Some Law Machu Green. I'm joking because the soup paste is very, it's comprised of galangal and kaffir leaves and lemongrass and garlic and some chili pepper in it. So when it's contact in the heat, and it creates the atmosphere that it shoot into your nose, and it's almost like eating peppers and one of the spicy ingredients that just make you want to sneeze. Yeah. So I already got my spare ribs go in the pot right now. I stir it, and it look like this. Okay. This is the pork spare ribs. How I started it by blanching it, boil the water until it boils, and put the meat in and blanch it for about 10-15 minutes just to minimize some of the impurities. You know that we don't know how pork meats or meat, the chicken are being handled. I know that when it's cooked, it's going to minimize some of that impurities, but it's just me being obsessed with cleanliness. So I make sure that what's going in here will would be clean. So yes, and right now I'm going to leave this alone for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes. I'll check back on it, and I'm going to go ahead and add a lid to it to help with the meat to cook quicker. And I'm already meshed up all the ingredients today. Okay. And the pungent ingredients would be this fermented fish called brahok or bara. Khmer called brahok. It's the fermented fish that gone through the process of bindings and add a lot of salt. Therefore, this never goes spoiled because it got so much sodium in it. So I use very little. I'm gonna try about 2 cups here. I may not use all of it because I have my soup. My pot is pretty big, and then I have tamarind sauce and vegetable bouillon and chicken bouillons. Okay, and I have my I never miss. This is the palm sugars. The reason I do palm sugar because it's exact measure is about a cup here. See it? It's already in the process. It may not be exactly the cup, but it look. Oh, no, not a cup. My apologies. A tablespoon. It's hot in here. I begin to burn. And then I went and got my this is the holy basil, and I have a big plant outside, and that's what's gonna go in the pot once the process is done. It's gonna be going to like very end. Okay, so this is the Khmer samlamaju or the spicy pork rib soup today. Okay, and I have it me. I'm gonna add this beautiful tomato here, ripened, not smushy. Okay, and then the Thai eggplant. The reason the Thai eggplant because it's tradition, and then this will add a beautiful acidy taste to the soup. Beside the tamarind sauce, okay, it not only going to be enhance the taste, but it's going to be beautiful for the pot also. And I have Thai eggplant. They're not very fresh because it's not in season, so it got to go what you got. And then of course I'm going to add some more spiciness to it, so I'm going to do the jalapenos. So I'm going to add a few in there, yeah? And then I would add celeries. So I had a few sticks in here. While I'm waiting for my meat to blend and cook really well, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up the vegetables. Okay, as you can see, you can't see, but I'll bring you closer. Yeah, it's boiling right now. So with this kind of soup, you can pick your own meat, okay? You can do chicken, it works also, and you can also do beef and beef rib and pork rib or even pork meat or pork bone. It works also, it's preference. If you want to go with tofu, you're vegetarian, you're welcome to go with tofu. Okay? And I will probably have to demonstrate one of these days how to cook Khmer. Sorry, my girls is starting because they think it's triggering my allergy. So it's going to be one of the spicy Cambodian dishes that will go well with white rice. Okay, this dish is very well known in Cambodia, not in Vietnam. May not be in Thailand neither. This dish right here is specifically made for Cambodian folk. If you're Cambodian, you know what I'm talking about. Some lam chu, chang chumni, sachru, chang maintain, sin heart. Welcome, Ratan, Sosbai, and Ashrafo. Welcome. I'm cooking my Cambodian dish today. It's called Sum Lo Machu Chung Janice Truth. It's a long, long name. But, you think right here, you can flip any way you like, okay? Make sure that it's not into your eyes. Yeah. Safe for me because I've been practicing this for a while. if you're not used to it, just stir it, okay? I mean, you see that all the professional chefs would flip and do the flambe and fire in the kitchen, right? But it's hard to do here because as a chef, I have fear for water, I have fear for fire, so doing flambe in this tight kitchen, I will like, I'll be like, get 10 by extinguisher would be ridiculous. So one of these days, I would probably have to do the flambe. I'm probably gonna burn my hair and my lashes off. So because my soup didn't color the way I like it, I like my soup a little bit more of turmeric looking, like really not fading, not looking sick soup. So I'm gonna add more tamarind. No, my bad. Turmeric, because they name so close. Like tamarinds are the acidy fruits that go into a lot of cooking. Turmeric is the yellow plants that good for your skin, good for your heal for many ailments. So I'm going to add plenty of this so that way it will be like a pot full of medicinal soup, right? So there you go. And nothing goes wrong with turmeric. Okay, you can add as much, but if you add too much, then it will get what do you call it? It will be it'll be stronger. It smells great, but it won't taste right. It will be a little bit off the taste. Okay, so I add about a quarter of teaspoon. And right now I'm gonna go ahead and add my tamarind sauce, the acidic component that will make sour soup sour. So you cannot consider sour soup without sour component. So, so I have to be honest. Okay, I didn't have tamarind, so I'm gonna use my lemon. I cheated today because I was prepared for this dish, and then yet I couldn't find the tamarind sauce. So to make it sour, to make it acidic, I just add one lemon, large lemon. Okay? So nothing wrong with that. Okay, if you run out of emergency, that would be the emergency cover. Okay? It's gonna taste the same. Yeah? And I'm gonna go ahead and put my sugar drop, and I'm gonna go ahead and add my fish sauce. If you don't like the smell, the pungent smell, the strong pungent smell of brahok, which is the fermented fish that gone through the brining systems and like 100-year-old stinky fish, it is stinky, but it's packed it with sodium, so therefore it can't go wrong. Okay? Nothing lives in salt. Though I saw maggot that will live in salt. Okay? I'm wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and use about 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. So if you go with this fish sauce, okay, there's so many brands. There's a premium brand, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's already jam-packed with whatever the ingredient they have in there. And then to make this soup unique, I will go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon or chicken base. Okay. And then I will do the vegetable soup base. And I don't know how much It might be too much salt in it, so I'm gonna try it low when I come back, and it still needed some more sodium. I would add the rest. So this is about a quarter of this 1 teaspoon. So I'm gonna use 1 teaspoon first, because if it's low sodium, you're welcome to add more sodium at the end. But when you have too much sodium, then in order to dilute it, so you're gonna have to add other ingredients like waters and vegetables, what have you. So by the time you're done with the pot, you'll be having too much than you expected. So this pot right here will serve about 6 people. Okay, so it's Khmer soup. Will go well with white rice or brown rice, what have you. So it's looking like this right now. It's safer just to use the ladles and stir it. Right now, I already have some liquid that is excreted from the meat. So I'm on medium heat, right? So I'm gonna close the lid to allow the meat to cook a little bit quicker. So I have about 3 pounds of pork ribs. I butchered myself, or you can get the one that's already butchered, cut in a little cube. Yeah. You see what I mean? So if you master cut like I am, you know, because chef not only just cook, she got to know how to navigate through meats, chopping, cutting, dicing, mincing, what else? Clean the fish, gut the fish. I haven't killed the cow, no duck, no chicken. I won't go there. No kill the fish, but I will clean the dead fish. Yeah, when I married my first husband, who was from Vietnam, and he loved livestock, so he will go buy live duck, live chicken, and the most annoying thing because it's disturbing, you know. But I'm not in that environment. I love my meat. It's just well well prepared, well done, well clean. I don't have to deal with blood. I don't deal with plucking and all that. You know, I mean, when you got as old as I am, you no longer tolerate certain things. So that's one of them. Okay. So while I'm waiting for my pot to be completed, okay, I would go ahead and chop up my vegetables. Right. I found this useful. This thin plastic. When you chop your vegetables, you just pour easily into the bowl. So, as a chef, I have different cutboard for different functions. Okay, so I have cutboard for the fruit, for the vegetable, for the meats. Why? It's a good idea, right? Because I have one cutboard that's for meat. I can cut meats in this. And then I have another cutboard for vegetables. And sometimes I use this. It's easy just to gather all my vegetable and pour it in, right? And then the reason we don't mix the cutting board because because it's not sure whether the cutboard that we use for meat will not contaminate our fruit and make us sick. So always practice safety first. Okay, cleanliness will be important. After I'm done with my meat cutboard, I clean it really well, and then I clean it with soap and baking soda, really good scrubbing, you know. And after I'm done with it, I would pour a whole bunch of salt. I'm just brining it to make sure that the bacteria and the food bacteria or the meat bacteria does not grow on my cutboard. So when I'm ready to use it, I just rinse it off, So that's one of my practice to keep my meat cutting board safe. Okay, if anything will grow, if the fungus, if anything that grow with salt, okay, it's likely that it's something miracle. Okay, so, and then a fruit cut board is different. That's strictly for the fruit, so that way it's not contaminated with E. coli. And then of course so that's me. I don't know about how you guys handling things at home, but whatever you do at home, that's your business. What I do in my kitchen is my safety practice that I have to bring about, and such an education. So while I'm waiting for my meat to cook thoroughly, because I wanted the beef to be tender, and that I'm gonna go ahead and boil some water for it. When I need to add in it, it'll be quick. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up this kettle with waters, and then this is electric kettle, so it'll cook quick. Okay, so I'm gonna do about 4 or 5 cups in here. Okay, I will measure it, but how much you need, it depends on how much I need to cover the meat. So I'm gonna fill it up and boil it, because it's gonna be just a few minutes. It smells so good. It's it's not, now this pot here is not the same as the curry, okay? As you've seen that I did some curry soup, curry beef or curry Spareribs. This is not curry. This is some lamaju. This is the sour soup. Okay, it's a different. It's different ingredients, and it smells differently. It looks pretty good right now. It looked better because the camera is not doing justice for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop all vegetables. And I typically, look what I got. This freaking knife here is freaking crazy scary, okay? It's so expensive. I'm not gonna endorse it. I'm not endorsing the brand, okay, but this is American knife. And it's so sharp, is that just looking at it, I'm like, just like samurai, like you just like a samurai. But this is an American product, okay? Was in the effort of helping one of the salesmen to come to the door, you know, and he was like pleading, please supporting me. I have a kid, and now I have a wife and 2 kids, and car payment and mortgage, what have you, and you didn't want to open the door for the salesman, but then you took empathy on them. So he came in, and then he would do everything to make sure that he sell his product. First, I went with just one pocket knife that's like $50. Okay, that. And then he said, well, I'll give you a discount if you would take like a set of 3. Okay. Yeah. A set of 3. And then this carving knife and a steak knife. And then this knife here. Alright? So I'm not going to even mention the name because I'm not endorsed by them. No. But this knife here is not to play around with, okay? Alright, so I have 2 stock of what do you call this? Celeries, exactly. Because the celery will give this perfect blend with the meat. Okay, you see it? Welcome, I'm cooking. I can't read. I'm not legally blind, but partially blind. Just kidding. It's just... I think because it's such a big pot, I'm gonna go ahead and add more celery. That way, all right. I cleaned this already, so it's safe to consume right now. See how sharp this thing is? I'm not pointing at you now, okay? Sorry about that. See how this knife works? Very sharp. So I'm not even allowed to keep the handle of this knife. We have a rabbit in the house, and here, girl, it's back there. Her name is Lola. And my recommendation for those who want the rabbit, don't. Hey, girl, because she will eat up your house. It's not mine, belong to the kids and the grandkids. I have dog and cat, and having rabbit, just like you having 20 dogs, because she can rip up your house. She's trying to dig holes. She make hole of your not the wall yet, but the carpets, and she will eat your cords, your phone, your shoes, the rim of your footers. But she's so loved in this household. Yeah, so here we go. I have my vegetable for the day. Oh, let me go get the water and add onto this pot before it burns. Okay, we're gonna measure it, okay? We're gonna count this together. This cup, all right? 1, hold on. Use a cup. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. It's boiling because it's hot, because it's boiling water, okay? So be careful. Because it's reflecting. I have 5 cups in here. I'm gonna add another cup, make 6 or even 7, because I need to make sure it covers my vegetable once I add my vegetable. 6, 7. 7 cups. So it's boiling. It's coming. Yeah. And the reason I cook so much because I'm feeding a family. So there are 8 family members. So if I cook little, then we don't have enough. If we cook too much, then we have leftover. So typically I'll cook enough for 1 meal, and if the leftover, the kid can pack it to school or to work. So it's, you're not gonna find me cooking something small, because I'm cooking. So this is the way cooking show work, right? I mean, I'm not endorsed or sponsoring yet, so everything that I do is on my own expense. So how I did it, I will incorporate my cooking show around my family meals. So that way I don't have extra expenses. Some of the food I cook can be expensive, and I don't mind the price. I don't mind, because I need to cook anyway, and I need to feed my family, so it doesn't bother me. But what I learned to save time is to plan a meal around feeding my family, so that way I can feed my family and have my show. So it worked out hands in hand, just like chain. Yeah. So it's boiling right now. I'm gonna go ahead and sample it and see what I need. because I just add a whole bunch of water. So right now it's very blanch. Did I say that right? Hold on, my English is getting bad. It needs salt. Let's put it that way. Okay, so I'll worry about that later, and I'm going to fill it up later. Okay, right now I'm going to finish cutting my vegetables here. This is Thai eggplant. Okay, so because it's a big eggplant, so I'm going to do quarter cut, and it looks like that inside. Okay. I have 6 of these. It was left over from last cooking. And the reason eggplant, because growing up in Asia, we don't have American vegetable. We have cabbage. We don't have celery that I know of. We don't have what else? Apple wasn't even grown in Asia at the time I was growing up. So eggplants and tomato we do have, and some of the Chinese green we grown, and bok choys and anchois and all that we grown. But too surprised that American don't grow Asian vegetable same way the Asian don't grow American vegetables. We never come to agreement on growing each other fruits or vegetables, because American fruit and vegetables, the seed never got carried over. And then the Americans are not allowing Asian to bring fruit or vegetable over. But then I don't know how all this can come over across the sea, 7 seas. So I have my eggplants. I have my celeries. So I'm gonna add this baby here just to make it look pretty and also enhance the acidity taste to my sour pork rib. Okay, so I'm gonna do quarter and half and quarter. And then bite size. I learned that doing bite size is always a polite way to cook your food, you know, so that way you don't have to try to open your mouth so big and try to devour a piece of meat or vegetables. It don't even look polite. But this will cook down. Okay? It looks big right now, but it'll cook down. So I have jalapeno also. Okay, wash and if you're gonna try this, I will leave the. If you're gonna try this cooking, I will leave the ingredients in the descriptions area. That way, if you want to try cooking this cuisine, okay. This is Cambodian food, very authentic. Though I may not have all the vegetable that need for this cooking, as per in Cambodia, but I'm improvising. Okay. I'm just gonna do 2 jalapenos because my mom, she's not about to to be able to eat all the spice for the cooking. Oh, better wait. I have to handle this careful because it's gonna cut me soon. So here we go. You see how convenient this is? There you go. So I got all my vegetables ready to go. Let's go back and revisit this. I have this plant outside the house, and I trimmed it the other day to give it a little love, because she have lived through the after winter. And so this is the holy basil. This is how it looked like. I have a plant outside. We brought it from California. Believe me, we killed so many. The element about Las Vegas is that it's not friendly. Although I see the palm trees and the native plant would be the palm trees, the cactus. But some cactus don't even like living here in Las Vegas. So currently I'm in Las Vegas, moved from California about 5-6 years ago. When I was in California, I have a secret garden that just packed with herbs and fresh herb and spice and flowers, and I even have banana, guava, and dragon fruits that are already giving fruits. But I move all this here. Oh, I have kaffir leaves too. I have a few trees in the back and in the backyard, and one of them doing good because I planted next to these big trees. So this will go to the end, okay? The leafy herbs would go to the end once we comprise all the ingredients that we need to for this pot. Then we will add that to the end. It's boiling pretty good. It looks pretty good. Let me show you. And you would ask why we always cook meat with bones. Well, I don't know why, because growing up, that's all people do, cook meat with bones. Cook the fish with bone, the beef with bones. Yes, so I'm just following the traditional way of cooking. So I can strip all the bones, but then it's not going to be the same. And I cannot be calling this Khmer food or authentic cooking because I don't follow the original context. Okay. What I have my own recipe. I have my own ways of cooking it. I can remove the bones, but it may not taste the same because the bone will give you that bone marrow's taste and the extra nutrient that you need. Okay. So it's okay to cook food with bones, and you can pick it off. You can cook it well enough where the bone just fall off. Okay. So people say, ew. Sorry. But everything come with bones. Only the earthworm that doesn't have bones, and leeches don't have bones, and things that live in the ocean that don't have bones. But you say, ew, no bones. You know. Either way, so cooking with bones, it's okay. It gives you extra flavor. It gives you extra nutrients, and which we needed. We had found now that the bone marrows in the bones is essential for our body. You know, it serves different function. So therefore, don't be scared. Don't be frightened. I know if you have phobia, bone phobias might be a fancy word for it. I don't know. If you're scared of bones, and you can remove it. It's fine. Okay. I mean, I'm not against you, but if it offends you, I'm sorry. I'm just doing the traditional cooking that you may not be aware of. You know, I mean, we eat spareribs. You know, we eat chicken thigh, chicken wing that has bones. You have chicken drumstick that has bones, and you have prime ribs with bones. So therefore, bones play a very crucial part in our cooking. Okay, if you minimize all that, you're fine too. But then you're gonna have to be like a really kind of person that have to like strip everything off bone and cook. But it's easier to cook with bones, and you get the flavor from the bone, extra nutrient from the bone. So I never try to avoid cooking with bone. Only fish. Okay, fish. There's certain fish that I cook with bones and have to strip it, you know, carefully. And then most of the time I just fillet everything until no bone, no skin. I strip off all the nutrients, all the important nutrients, because I think all the fatty acid, omega-3 fatty acid of the fish are on the fish skin and the fish belly, and And as you see that, it's all taken, it's all removing. So all you eat with just the piece of white meat that don't have much nutrients. And that's what Americans like. Strip everything off. I'm just saying. You strip everything off, just like you go to the beach, you know, you strip off all the clothes and just had a little cover on your swimming suit, you know, and yeah, it's hypothetically speaking. So if you're from India, I'm not sure you're familiar with cooking curry, beef curry, chicken, right? In my culture, we use a lot of curries also, even though our food, not all our food are cooking in curries. I know that India and in Pakistan, they heavy on, I'm sorry, I don't mean that Afghanistan. But I know for the fact that the Hindu people love their curry, and the food are delicious. I've been to the Indian restaurant a few times, and the way they prepare their curry soup, the curry beef or chicken, it's amazing. Okay. The only thing that I don't like would be the lamb meat or the goat meat. I just don't like the game meat. I just cannot stand it. If I cook lamb chop here, would be for my grandson only. He's the only one that would eat lamb meat. I will cook it for him, but then I don't like that. I just don't like the strong game meats. I just don't go with me. It just didn't get along with me. That's all. You know. All right. I sampled it earlier. It was a little bland. That's just because I added more water into the soup, and I still have these two items here. My vegetable bouillon. I think I'm going to add all of it. I measured it from beginning is 2 cups. That will give the flavor. And then I also have this fermented fish. Okay, fermented fish. If you don't like pungent smell, okay, because this is Cambodian cooking and it has this in the cooking, but a lot of time I cook without it. It's a little strange, a little it's not authentic, but sometimes I just don't like to smell the smell in the house, so I always avoid using this unless it's necessary. Like I'm doing this for the Khmer people, so I have to use the authentic ingredient. So it smells like what? Dirty socks. Yeah, you got it right. Dirty socks. Thank you, Wong. I'm cooking Khmer food. Don't forget to send me heart. Ratan, Malia, send me some heart. Yes, I'm cooking. That's part of my life now. Cooking is just like one of the coolest things, right? So I'm gonna use a little bit. I measured two tablespoons, okay? So I'm gonna use about 1 for now until gonna explode the house. And the kid can say, ew, what is that smell? Oh, grandma cooking again. So I will go ahead and add it in. Okay. I know when you do Khmer cooking or Asian cooking, we have to sample a lot. Even we measure it, doesn't mean that we measure it right. That's why we have to keep sample it until you have the liking flavor, okay? So. So my measurement is on point. Except for I only use a tablespoon of the pungent fermented fish. Okay. I could have used the whole tablespoon, but I'm cutting down on, not cutting down, I cook very low salt food because I have to watch out for my health, for my mom who is who had hypertension, high blood pressure. So I don't want to put her in the hospital by eating too much salt. So I always make sure that my salt cooking is low, minimal. Okay, but still had this flavor, delicious flavor. Okay, so let's check on the beef. Sorry about the background noise, because my house never quiet, and that's one of the things in the house is that you're never gonna feel alone or by yourself because somebody is always dropping in and make noise. I'm gonna sample the rib, the meat. Okay. It's pretty good. So this is the rib thing. I come right off. So that will give me indication that I can go ahead and add my vegetables. Celery. I have about what 6-7 stalks of celery. Okay. This vegetable here will enhance the soup even greater because it had natural flavor in it. See. Let's see where I'm at with the vegetables. I'll bring you closer and see. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me refurbish those. I thought I cut everything. My bad. See it? See it start coming really nice already? I think I can use all of it because this vegetable here would make this soup taste so incredibly delicious. Right. I'm not going to add any more water because the celery is packed with juice. So once it boils down, I will have the increase of juice coming from celery and then also from the tomatoes. The tomatoes I'll be adding in a short bit because the tomatoes are so easy to cook and it cooks quicker than the celery. If you visit Cambodian restaurant, you can ask for this some lo mạch chu krương here. You can ask for beef, some lo mạch chu krương. You can ask for chicken, some lo mạch chu krương. You also can ask for pork ribs, some lo mạch chu krương. So it might be expensive because the process of making this soup is not quick. Okay. Right. Let me get my charger. Give me 1 minute. I got to practice safe because last time my phone died and disrupted my cooking show. And I didn't get to post nothing. So be safe. So here we go. I had my celery went in. I'm gonna go ahead and cover it for a few minutes to allow the celery to cook and blend in the meat. Okay, and then I will add this eggplants and jalapenos. When I cook this particular dish, I do add a few type of vegetables just to get the cross just to get the cross taste of different vegetables that going in the pot. Okay, I can also use just one kind of vegetable is okay also, but once the vegetables become available, I like to add a few vegetables into the soup to make it more unique taste, it make it more palatable, mean to make it more delicious. Okay, it's fancy word, palatable. So I've been cooking for the last I'm online here for 51 minutes. And that just because I already prepared the ingredient ahead of time. I had the cooking paste prepared ahead of time. In fact, I have cooking paste video done. I have to go search for it because it's one of the old videos. I can't remember what video can be, 36 or 37 video that I did on this some lamaju paste, chakroon paste, we use the same. And I will include that in the descriptions if you want to try to make the some lamaju green paste. So you will need the kalanga, you will need the kaffir leaf, the garlics, the chili, turmeric, and then the lemongrass. Those are the lemongrass, kaffir, kalanga, turmeric, garlic. Did I say garlic already? So it's about six ingredients altogether, fresh ingredients. I don't have kalanga. I have fresh and the dry kalanga. I have to soak it for many hours before I be able to chop it. And I have lemongrass grow in the backyard, but it's not doing too well. It doesn't like the element here in Las Vegas. I had attempted to grow them so many ways. My family even sent the one that like grow green lusciously in the pot already, in the big pot. It does so well until it got here and it got sad and sick, and it doesn't matter how much water I watered and it's still not doing well. It's just hopelessness. So what I do each year is that I will go to California, or when the family visit from California, they just bring me a whole bunch of fresh ingredients, fresh earth from California, and for me to process it and make paste out of it and put in a freezer so that way I would have it when I need it, like I did today. When my mom, she's in good spirits, she would dice all the fresh ingredients, fresh herbs, and we just mix it and freeze it until we need it. So this is a prime example right here. Okay, so it's because each state is different. In California, there are more Asian people live in California, especially the Cambodian, the Laos, the Vietnamese, the Hmong, the Mien people. They are agrarian people. So they grow all these herbs and spices all their life. So where they live at, they grow them so that way they will have all these ingredients for the cooking. So I do that when I was in California, and I had beautiful garden, herb gardens and plant gardens. But when I moved here, I moved everything here with me, and the rest I sold. I make a few $1,000s selling the plant I had from the backyard when I moved here. But then I bring some of that here. It didn't do well. Eventually it just died. And I'm out of care. But the history of this Cambodian cooking here date back to whatever the time that I grew up knowing this was already cooking in my family. So right now I have the, let me bring you closer. Okay. And I use the pork spare ribs with the spicy paste that I made, and I've been cooking it for the last hour and a half, I believe, and it's ready for me to. I just added the celery in there. I used almost the whole stalk of celeries, and then I have Thai eggplant, and I cut it up, and I have jalapeno. I used 2 of those, and I'm going to add it in right now. I'm going to add my tomato later. The reason being, because tomato it's so easy to cook, and it'll cook quick. That way, if I add now, it will just melt away, because I will cook for about another 10 minutes to give the eggplant to blend in the soup and yeah, to blend in the soup. Okay. I could have added another cup of water, and then if I do, I will have to add the rest of ingredients, add more ingredient to it. I don't want it to have to sample and add more spice, more sodium in it. Okay, so I'm just gonna settle in with whatever I had here, about 7 cups of water, maybe about 8, because I used about a cup when I started cooking the meat. So therefore, our safe side would be 8 cups. I have about 3 pounds of spare ribs, okay, to start with, and I butchered myself. And I mean, I did chop it into a small bite myself, which I like doing. I have the cleaver that so this is what I use in my kitchen. Okay, a real good cleaver, right? Yeah. It's not very sharp because it just forces to chop the tough bones. And if you're not comfortable chopping it, you can have the butcher cut it up in pieces. In American store, the butcher don't deal with you, but if you go to Asian store, the butcher will deal with you, will help you cut and trim the meat to the size you like. I know the Filipino store close to here called Pacific Islands, very close to the house. They have butcher available to serve you. They will cut the meat and the bone to the size that you need. And also at the Vietnamese and Chinese stores, and most of the Asian store will do the same service, where they will butcher the pieces for you. Okay, however pieces you need, whatever bone you'll be using in your kitchen, they will trim it for you. They will cut and reduce the size for you. But for me, I bought the whole half of the spare ribs. I brought it home. I bought it from American grocery store, so they don't do those service. So I have to bring it home and clean it and just cube cut it and blanch it and add on to the cooking here. Okay. So my cooking technique is that I always be blanching my meat. The reason blanching is to help minimize or even minimize some of the impurities in the meat. Okay, right now I will wait for another few minutes before to allow the meat, the vegetable to cook, to tenderize, especially the eggplant that I just put in. And so I have my juice of the soup up to the level of my vegetables. Okay. So it's evenly. So the meat and the juice is even. Okay. So I have celery, jalapenos, and jalapenos, celery in here. I put celery first because celery require a bit of time to cook it. So it went in first, and then I add the Thai eggplant, I keep it. Because I add the vegetables in, it's gonna, it will, the vegetable already excreted its juice. So let me see if I have the same textures before I add the vegetables. Normally, it will taste lighter because the vegetable has excreted its juice. Okay. Not bad. It's a little bit lighter, but not too bad. Okay, and because now the vegetables extract its natural flavor, so it makes the soup taste even better. So, welcome to my cooking show. I appreciate the time you're spending with me. Yes, Bangladesh. I never been there, but one day I like to visit and be able to sample your delicious food, your cooking, your curry, your what you call those roti, and your balsamic rice, and all the curries, and I would love to do that, and I haven't been to that side of the world yet. I went to Cambodia and Thailand recently, but of course I'm a native of Cambodia, so visiting my homeland is a pleasure. And then also visiting Thailand, where my ancestors came from, and gotten to visit some family members that I left behind. I settled in America in 1980 as refugees. If you have not learned about the Khmer Rouge, the dictator that turned over Khmer Rouge into agrarian societies and killed about 2 million people. So my family and I are one of those lucky families that had escaped safely, and living in a refugee camp since 1974 to 1980. It was about six years altogether. Finally got accepted asylum in camp in America. So I've been in America since 1980. Been here 45 years. When I came, I was only 17 years old, so I'm now 62. Been in America the longest, living in Thailand for 6 years, born and raised in Cambodia for 11 years. So I have been to quite a few countries. So with the knowledge that I've been through around the countries, it helped me learn to observe and absorb some of the beautiful cultures, some of their cuisine, some of their culinaries. I learned to crochet, I learned to knit, to sew, to cook, and learn the language. So if you learn that I speak 4 languages fluently, and that constitute how I be able to put all my cooking in these 4 languages eloquently. And these are the languages I'm expertise in Thai, in Cambodian, Laos, and English. And it's a joy. It's a blessing to be able to speak so many languages. Let's go back and check on my soup. I'll bring you closer. Here we go. Yeah. It's coming really, really well. I'll be gentle because I have vegetable in there, especially the eggplant here would fall apart. Okay. So now that the vegetables seem to be cooking really well, I'm gonna go ahead and add not last ingredients. The last ingredient would be the holy basil here. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the tomatoes. The tomato would enhance the flavor even more because tomatoes have its natural food enhancer. So it'll give that a little bit of acidity, the sourness in it. that we need in this cooking. Not only that, because tomato has these vibrant colors. Every time we use tomato in our cooking, this is what I'm talking about. It just adds the dimensional colors and flavor to our cooking. See? Yeah. From that plain looking pot of soup to like amazing expensive pot of soup, because the color of vegetables do make a great difference. Not only that, it adds flavors, extra flavor to it, but it adds beautiful texture, context, and beautiful color, and make cooking so uniquely beautiful. Because to me, if the food look good, it gotta taste good. It cannot be sloppy looking food and taste good. For mine, it gotta look good, it gotta taste good, it got to have every elements into my cooking for me to be satisfied with it. If I don't do too well, I'll try it again until I reach certain expectation of my cooking. For example, here, right? So I have just green and yellow paste that go in earlier, and when I add my tomatoes, you see, you turn an ordinary pot of cooking into something lavishingly, amazingly looking delicious. And I tasted earlier, it tastes really, really good because the flavor that we extract from the bone marrows and the vegetables and the ingredients in the kalanga and the kaffir leaf and garlics and lemongrass and the tinge of tamarinds, the jalapenos, the Thai eggplant, really make this soup a super delicious. And that's why it's so well known, so well accepted, so well cooked in Cambodia, not so much in Thailand. Okay, when I went to Thailand, I cooked this and I have to teach people how to cook this because they're not even familiar with it. So this part right here is mainly made for the Cambodian, by the Cambodian folks. All right, but I'm sharing with you. You don't have to be Cambodian to cook this pot now. I'm just going full length on this. Okay, I am gonna save this video for you, so that way if you're gonna come back and cook this yourself, you will have the whole vivid, vibrant cooking instructions step by step. Okay. So I got my tomato in. It's boiling constantly. I'm gonna go ahead and add my holy basil. And holy basil, I got one plant behind my backyard. I'm gonna save one or two, just to embellishing on my bowl when I'm ready to serve. Okay. It's just me decorating my beautiful bowl of soup or plate of food. It's just a pleasure of doing that. So here's the holy basil. In this particular cooking here, you need holy basil. If you don't have it, it will not be the same. So make sure that you, well, if you're in California, you can get it. But in Las Vegas, we out of luck. But my luck is here because somebody gave me a whole plant of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in it. The holy basil went in, all the vegetable went in. I'm going to try to be gentle because the vegetables are cooking right now and I don't want to disturb it. Okay. And it's looking very pretty. Not only is it pretty, it's so amazingly delicious. If you like spicy food, Khmer spicy food, authentic Khmer Thai, Khmer, not Thai food, this is Khmer food specifically. So you would love this, okay? I will stir this up like this. So, right, so we doing pretty good. You stay tuned, and I appreciate you tuning in and the like, and your patience, and you coming on here with me. I appreciate that, and it's been wonderful be on here cooking, demonstrating my cooking for you. It's a pleasure. It's getting warmer in Las Vegas. It's not quite warm, but it's beginning of spring season. So the weather has been very beautiful. It's not as cold. So I'm back to regular day clothes. And thank you, Ratan, for the comment. Appreciate that. Yes, Bangladesh, we love spicy food, and we love our curry, don't we? And that's why we have such a beautiful skin, we have such a beautiful long hair, because all these ingredients that we use in our cooking will help boost those things on our body, boost the hair, boost the growth of the hair, the skin, the glow of the skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat, okay, because it's cooking completely. So I'm done. I have my pot of some law maju grung. That will serve 5 to 8 people, depend on big eaters, small eaters. Okay. All right, I'm gonna give me a minute. Let me put it in the bowl so that I can present it to you, the complete product of my soup today. Let me go get the bowl. Anh em ấy. And here we go. I have my beautiful bowl. Okay, check this out, my collection. I didn't have the whole collection, okay? I mean, I have about 20 pieces, but I want a whole collection of this Chinese print here. It's been my favorite. I always love blue print China. I have a whole bunch on my... I have 2 China huts that full of my collectible dishes and bowl and silverware also. Okay. And Mom is waiting. She's hungry, so I'm gonna go ahead and serve her. I'm gonna try to avoid the jalapeno because she doesn't like spicy too much. But I already got my jalapeno in there. Right? So that is the conclusions of my cooking today. Chef Vana making some law machu grung online. This is the pork spare rib spicy sour soup made in America by Chef Vana Inn. Hey, thank you for tuning in. I am gonna serve this delicious bowl of soup to my mom who is waiting. She's gonna go in for her eye surgery tomorrow, and she need to be fast at certain times. So I'm gonna go ahead and serve this to her and have her prepare for her eye surgery tomorrow. So I spent about 2 hours cooking this particular dish. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for supporting the like, the heart, the gift, and the comment. Appreciate that. I appreciate all of you for being here with me and tuning in with me. And please check my other cooking videos. I have I had videos on making egg rolls. I have videos on making oven baked chickens. I have videos on making papaya salad, which are some of those favorite dishes that are favored by the Khmer people. Okay, so I'm done with my live cooking today and end up with one delicious bowl of pot of soup that I am now had it partially in a bowl, and I'm serving my mother, and it's a single serving because my mom doesn't like complication, so she's gonna enjoy this bowl of soup, and that would be for her. Hi. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support as always, and sending love and hugs to those who come on today on my show today. I appreciate a whole lot and mean a whole lot for the heart and for the subscriptions. Will help me grow and be sustainable on my cooking show, and your support mean a whole lot, and I always appreciate your kindness and your support go a long way, and I appreciate it kindly. Before we depart, wish you all the best. Good luck to your health, and take care of your health until we meet again. So long.